Hey there, VC. My name's Austin, and this is my first recent vinyl finds video. I'm going to be doing this one for summer. This is all my pickups throughout summer. I'm doing this now because I believe that I'm probably not getting anything more until summer ends and I go back to San Francisco for school. So I'll just show you everything I picked up over summer. Kind of a lot of stuff, more than I thought. And what I'm listening to right now is Blood Mountain by Mastodon. My favorite Mastodon album for sure. So let me jump into it. So to start off, at the end of June, I went to San Francisco to visit my girlfriend and a few of our other friends. And of course, you know, I'm in San Francisco. I haven't been to Amoeba for like a month. I gotta go. So I go, and I promise I won't spend too much money. And I pick up two albums. First one is what I've been meaning to get. It's Rain Dogs by Tom Waits. This band needs no introduction. This was a sealed 1985 pressing, UK pressing, I think. It sounds really great. I'm pretty sure it's 180 gram, just by the feel of it, but it doesn't say anywhere. The only disappointment I have is that the sleeve is really, really thin on this thing. Like, it's like paper. It's really bad. So I just have to be super careful with the sleeve. It sounds great though. And at 20 bucks for a sealed copy, considering the local shop here, I almost picked up their $30 used copy. So I jumped on that. Next one I found deep in the back of their miscellaneous K section, and I'm happy I found it. There's a 12-inch split by the bands KO Dot and Bloody Panda. KO Dot does a track called Don't Touch Dead Animals. Bloody Panda does two tracks called Fever and Circle and Tail. It's really nice, and it's on this orange and gray vinyl. Looks really cool. So KO Dot is like this. If you don't know them, they're this like kind of experimental rock band. They use a lot of strange song structures you wouldn't normally find. And I knew that going in. I had never listened to Bloody Panda. And Bloody Panda turned out to be this female-fronted doom metal band. Interesting stuff. And I don't know if they're actually female-fronted or if that was just a thing for this split, because this song on the KO Dot side was also the first time they'd ever used the female vocalist. They used their violin player to do vocals. So I don't know if it's an all-female vocal split or if Bloody Panda is just a female-fronted band. Next few things are, right before I left after my 2-week stay in San Francisco, I decided I had some extra spending cash and I was going to go to Amoeba again. So I went again. Digging through their recent arrivals, I managed to find an original pressing of Nighthawks at the Diner by Tom Waits. This is an interesting one. If you didn't know, it sounds like a live album, and you know, going into it without knowing any better, you think it's a live album. But I like to do research on everything I listen to, so I was looking up this album, and it turns out that I think it was the recording studio guy, he built like a bar in his studio, and then he hired a bunch of his friends to come in and just sit there and, you know, create the bar atmosphere. And then they opened up the show with a stripper coming out, and then Tom Waits went on. So it's portrayed as a live album, and it sounds like a live album, but it was all done in a studio. Next up, this one I had never listened to this band before, but a friend of mine enjoys them, and I figured it was really cheap. It was like $3 in the used section, and I'm like, I can't really go wrong with that, even if I don't like it. So this is Real Ghosts Caught on Tape by Fake Problems. It's kind of this little happy punk band. I guess if you're into folk punk, you'll enjoy this. It's on this blue swirly vinyl. It's got this summery sound to the whole album. Even the cover, it's a guy jumping into a pool. And again, looking up the album, doing some research, I found out some interesting things. I'm myself am not into Arrested Development, but if you are, 2 of the girls from Arrested Development sing backup vocals on this album. And see if I can find the credits, because I forget one of them's name. No, it says one of the girls, and the other girl is Mae Whitman, which I know her because she is the voice of Katara on Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I got into this summer and watched the whole thing in like a week and really enjoyed it. That's just a little fun fact about this album. It was pretty cool. At $3, it was a great purchase. I'd recommend Fake Problems. It's just good summer music. Next one is a DVD. This is Go Quiet by Jonsi, frontman of Cieros, and it's a short little film. It says on the back, the concept behind it was simple. It's New Year's Day in Reykjavik, and Jonsi awakes to a trashed house in the wake of his party. He avoids cleaning up and procrastinates at playing songs that reflect the night before. And what this is, it's basically a live acoustic album of Jonsi's solo album Go on DVD. It's pretty good. The next one I showed already in my first video, but I just picked it up recently. And that's Sea Change by Beck. And yeah, I just picked this up super cheap at a store near me. I've already talked about that. And I don't remember, I think I talked about this one as well. This one I checked out a new store for the first time, and I wasn't sure what to expect. And they didn't have much. They overpriced a lot of things. They had some cool used stuff, and I didn't even look at their jazz section. I just walked out with this because I traded in some old CDs for store credit. The Heart of Saturday Night, Tom Waits' second album. And then I went back to that same store, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna give myself a budget of like $30, and my rule is I'm only gonna buy cheap stuff and stuff that I have personally never listened to, and that was a bad idea. First one I came out with was Grey Goose, Till the Medicine Takes. Now, take this out. Look at the cover, and what do you imagine this type of music is going to be? My first thought was doom metal, and then I look at the songs. Track 1, I Wish You Weren't Wrong. Track 6, Elimination Process. Track 7, Burnout. I'm thinking, yeah, this sounds like doom metal. Either that or like some kind of hardcore punk screamo type of thing. This sounds like a slightly heavier Nickelback with slightly better lyrics. It's really bad. It was only $5. That's the reason I picked it up. It was a sealed thing for $5 that I thought was going to be a cool doom metal album. Don't listen to Grey Goose, it's terrible. This one I would have been happy with, and I'm kind of happy with it. This is Dexter Gordon, Go. I've heard Our Man in Paris, and I thought another Dexter Gordon album should be good. But this was sealed, and I opened it up, and it was warped so bad. It's playable, but it's that noticeable warp thing, so I don't want to play it. But it came with a CD copy of it, paper sleeve, so at least, you know, I've got the CD. I'm probably not going to play the record, just because it's warped to a point where it's kind of scary. Now the last one from that little store trip. This is the one thing I was happy with, and I'm happy to finally have something by this band on vinyl. This is a 12-inch by Coil, and the A-side is Panic, Aqua Regis, and Panic. And the B-side is really cool. It's their cover of Tainted Love. You've all heard the song Tainted Love. Go on YouTube and look up Coil's version of Tainted Love. It's this was their very early period, because Tainted Love was on Scatology, their first album. I don't know when this was released, but it's definitely early. And it's just this early not, I don't know, I guess they'd be industrial, it's an industrial cover of Tainted Love, and it's really cool. This last one came in the mail yesterday, and I follow a few record labels online just because they often have good deals, and one of those I follow is called Polyvinyl Record Company. A lot of stuff on there is like pop. They're signed to Someone Still Loves You, Boris Yeltsin, Asobi Sexu, Matt Pond, PA, and this band I picked up. This is All Hills Arboretum of Montreal. And the thing is, they were having this garage sale, as they called it, where they discounted all these albums that had imperfections. They were sealed, but they had, bent corners and dings here and there. They discounted them. I don't know how much this normally sells for, but I picked it up for $6, and it was sealed, and when it got here, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. A small, not even noticeable dent that you would get from putting it back on the shelf. So that was really nice to get. And those are all my purchases for summer. I'm assuming I'm not getting anything else for the rest of summer till I go back to San Francisco. So that's my first final update video. Thanks for watching.